Alrighty. Trying to get organized here. One moment. Trying to get up the stream so I can see any chat that happens. Alrighty. Trying to get organized here. Okay. So sound is working. All right. Trying to get used to the new setup. We're trying to do 2 monitors because I have multiple things going on here. Alrighty. Okay, so I am Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com / Coach Steve Money. That is calendly.com / Coach Steve Money. The link is also on the right side of my YouTube banner there, as you can see. Right above me. You can email me about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel. Donations can go to paypal.me / Coach Steve Money. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com / Coach Steve Money. Alrighty. Well, I have been avoiding this song, but I've been talking about trying it. Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift, and it kind of ties into the Ramsey stuff about the problem not being math. The problem is in the mirror, and so it ties in with that, and it's a pretty cool song, so let's try it. I have this thing where I get older but just never wiser. Midnights become my afternoons. When my depression works the graveyard shift, I love the people I've ghosted stand there in the room. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. I end up in crisis, tale as old as time. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving, 'cause you got tired of my scheming for the last time. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. Sometimes I feel like everybody is a sexy baby, and I'm a monster on the hill. Too big to hang out, slowly lurching toward your favorite city. Pierced through the heart, but never killed. Did you hear my overt narcissism? My disguise as altruism, like some kind of congressman. Tale as old as time. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving, and life will lose all its meaning for the last time. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. I have this dream, my daughter-in-law kills me for the money. She thinks I left them in the will. The family gathers round and reads it, and then someone screams out, she's laughing up at us from hell. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. It's me. Hi. Everybody agrees. Everybody agrees. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. Alrighty, that wasn't too bad, was it? Hope not. Alrighty. Oh, let's see. I messed up my order. Oh. Also, let's see. Let's go back to that for a second. Dumb. Didn't set up one of the music pieces. Silly me. All right. Again, this is the second after show I've done since last August, so give me a break. What am I doing? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So we can get rid of those. And how about the Baby Steps song? Always love singing this. Still waiting for somebody else to send me a recording of them singing it. You can send that to coachdmoney@gmail.com. Alrighty, let's go. Like all plans, it starts with step one. $1,000 emergency fund. Step two, you pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of those charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I go, that's why I go, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like the way it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Now step 4 is when you can take a breath. Go less gazelle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kids. No student loans at all for college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself, and you've lived like nobody else. Now you'd like to live large, and now you get to live large. Dave is Ramsey, and this is his plan. Gosh, and I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I go, that's why I coach, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like the way that it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Bring it home. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da, ba-da-ba-ba-boom. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da, ba-da-ba-ba-boom. Bip, bip, bip-dee-dee-dee-doo, doo, doo. Do, 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 do. Live from Cabot, Arkansas, it's the Ramsey Show After Show. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show. Ramsey Show YouTube chat and the people in it and all the things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I am your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. Links at the top of the chat and in the video description and on the right side of my YouTube banner. You can email me about anything, at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can hit me on Instagram at CoachSteveMoney. Donations to the channel can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. And of course, this channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Today's hosts. Oh, one moment. Let me check on the chat. Okay, nobody chatting, I don't think. Let's see. Oh, nope, nobody chatting. All right. There was hardly anybody in the Ramsey Show chat either. So that's all right. Okay, so where was I? Oh, yeah. So today's hosts were, of course, Dave Ramsey on a replay today. Dave was out, I think, all last week and might be out all this week too. Don't know. So he was also hosting with George Camel. We know that guy, and I got a quarter verse and a chorus for him. Here it is. Yeah. He used to host YouTube back in the day. KC calls him George, Camel with a K. George used to host 3 podcasts. They don't cost a cent. A borrowed future, entree, leadership, and the fine print. Opened up YouTube, saw the thumbnail was Camel. It's always fun with George on the panel. Ayo wears Acer Stallone, used to wear flannel. No one does it better than our guy George Camel. Paid his house off. Think he upgraded in-house too now. Got a Tesla. Got a second dog. Baby step 7, y'all. All right, that's enough of that. All right, let's see what we can do next. Did that, get rid of that. Did that. All right. Stream looks like it's still going okay. Now what do we have? That's my channel. We don't need the baby step song. More. Camel is gone. All right. Some interesting facts about the United States on this July 4th holiday. Found this. 50 states. Oh, let's see. America's home to many natural wonders, and this would be the Great Smoky Mountains. The United States has the 4th longest river system in the world, and that would be, what, the Yellowstone and Missouri rivers in North Dakota. The U.S. has the largest economy in the world since 1871. Economy is so large that the U.S. is often noted as an economic superpower, and this is due to the fact that it makes up almost a quarter of the global economy. All right, American flag has had 27 different versions. Boom, boom, boom. First American flag, of course, only displayed 13 stripes as well as 13 stars that were arranged in a circle. They represented the 13 colonies that had declared independence from Great Britain. Home to some of the best musical artists of all time. I would go along with that. Not to say there can't be any from other countries. It's the center of entertainment, Hollywood. Probably the best movies. Washington, D.C. wasn't always the capital of America. I knew this. I believe New York, was it? 1785 to 1790, New York City. I believe before that is Pennsylvania, maybe? Las Vegas is the gambling capital of the world. There's more bourbon than people in Kentucky. I don't know how you mean different kinds of versions of the number. How does that work? Let's see. They produce 96% of the world's bourbon. Interesting. 4.7 million barrels. Okay, so it's got more barrels than people. Okay. Yeah, 4.3 million residents. So that's 1 barrel per person, even babies. How about that? There's a city named Boring, and it's in Oregon. All right. The U.S. doesn't have an official language. That's interesting. You would think it would be English. Guess not. Didn't want to give props to the English after declaring independence, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Alaska has the longest coastline in the U.S. The U.S. is called many names. United States, America, the U.S. No. All the propes. U.S. has many hotels featured in famous movies, obviously. There are many free museums in the country's capital. That would be Washington, D.C. Full of beautiful landscapes. I'm sure all over the world has beautiful places. Iconic food in America. That would be your Twinkie right there, which went away for a little while. They went bankrupt or something, and then it came back. Statue of Liberty was a gift from France. I didn't know that. The Gateway Arch is the tallest monument in the U.S. Most visited museum is in Washington, D.C. That would be the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. Yeah. Iolani Palace is the only royal palace used by a monarch in the U.S. Where is that? Oh, in Honolulu, Hawaii. Okay. Alrighty, so that's some fun facts from the U.S. I thought about singing Firework, but for the 4th of July today, or like something with America or USA in the title of it, but I decided not to do that. Let's see. Okay, so Fridays, yesterday, Mondays. Wall Street did close early, but there was trading, and so it was an up day. Yet another person that works at some kind of financial magazine or blog or website or something like that called for a new high to the S&P 500 within 6 months to a year, which if you look at it, here's your high, December 31st, I believe it was, or was it? Maybe that was the NASDAQ one that was 31st. Let's see, September 23rd, 2021 was the high, and as you can see where it is right now, maybe 80% back up to that, and that's within, let's see, December 2021, and now July 23, 20. So yeah, so that's just that's less than 2 years, and it's already back. And of course, history says that within 5 years, the market will always be back within 5 years to the previous high, if not above it. So notable here, of course, the Pandy crash right there. And so guess what? If you bought any of this instead of selling, guess what? Look how much returns you get from buying there, which I did. So fun times. And so again, I do keep telling people that, I mean, people do think about the market wrong, because people thought right here at the previous high before the pandy crash, they consider any returns that they've gotten in their account, they consider that their money. It's not your money until you cash out. So you don't get these gains until you cash out. You don't suffer this loss until you cash out. You don't get these gains until you cash out. You don't get this loss until you cash out. So it all depends when you cash out. But people always say, "Oh, I lost this much money. I got this much money." Until you cash out, you don't have that money. So I mean, it's going to always grow. S&P 500, average of 10 to 12% rate of return a year. Let's see, what else did I want to say about the market? Future is a little down, but just a little bit, and so hopefully it'll go up tomorrow when trading resumes. Did we have anything else? The only most followed stocks, single stocks on the Google that went up were Alphabet, which owns Google, and the Tesla, which is just like gangbusters. They have agreements with 3 other manufacturers, including, I think, Ford and GM, and I think one more, Rivian, maybe? One other company they have agreement with to let people that buy those vehicles, let them use the Tesla charging network. And so that's great for them. That's I mean, that'll end up being more electricity costs for Tesla, but they already have the infrastructure there. They already have that all built, and probably, we're planning to add to it, and they will keep doing that. But that's just a win for Tesla. And so they were up almost 7% on the abbreviated day yesterday. Let's look at the new anything. Oh, new report reveals that China is reaching a tipping point that could affect the entire world. Here's what's happening. Basically, this is that China leads the world in producing carbon dioxide in the air, or whatever, like smoke from factories and stuff, into the atmosphere. But they're saying because China is also investing a lot into solar power and things like that, that will eventually make that even, and your other types of power will be going out. Let's see. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, I'm not singing anymore. Don't need those. Okay, which you're happy about, I'm sure. Let's see. CEOs pulling $100 million a year. All right. Rivian up 17.41%. Second quarter electronic vehicles. Yeah, that was it as well. All the Tesla as well, and a few other electronic vehicle companies did deliver more vehicles than expected in this past quarter. So that's why they all have a bump. And as you can see, 17.41 for Rivian. Carnival did go down. They had gone down previously, but let's see where they are. Yeah, see they dropped this much. Now trying to come back a little bit. So I know somebody that has some of that. And I think that is all we need for that. Europe and Asia are probably open today, and so this was today for Europe and mostly up in Asia. Currency, the euro down to the US dollar down to the Japanese yen. The British pound love up on the US dollar, and of course the Canadian dollar up on the US dollar, and the Australian dollar mate up against the US dollar. Alrighty. Oh, let's do some reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey. This fine subreddit run by, not by Ramsey Solutions, but run by fans. And so they allow people to give alternate advice than the Ramsey advice. And a lot of people actually are looking for alternate advice. Even though the subreddit is the Dave Ramsey subreddit, they're still looking for that. But some people are actually trying to follow his advice and do post here with questions and comments and even success stories. So let's check it out. Baby step 2, flare. And baby step 2, of course, is to pay off all non-mortgage debt. I guess I could bring that up. Go over that. Why not? RamseySolutions.com. Where is the menu? Products and 7 baby steps. And guess what? I don't see any cost here. 7 baby steps are free to follow. And step 1, save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. Step 2, pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball, that is smallest to largest. Step 3, save 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Invest 15% of your household income in retirement. Step 5, save for your children's college fund if you have children and if you choose to help them. If one of those isn't true, then you don't have to, and you can just skip 5. And step 6, pay off your home early. And it's important to do that before you invest more than 15%. That way you have a home in retirement that you are not paying rent or mortgage on. And then 7, build wealth and give, and that goes forever. There was a question recently on the Reddit about what would baby step 8 be. That doesn't need baby step 8 because there's no extra step to this. To build wealth and give a lot of it away covers it all. So I'll refer back to here if any questions involve that. So baby step 2, we already got into that. Or read over that, and that is to, of course, pay off all non-mortgage debt, smallest to largest. 2 down, it says, finish paying my mom back. I owed her $7K. Also paid off 1 credit card, 4 more to go. No problem with paying family back first, even, because you shouldn't borrow money from mom anyway. So let's see, I also paid off 1 credit card, 4 more to go. I feel very accomplished. The late nights and early mornings are worth it, probably working more. I'm paying off another credit card this month and then another in August. Excellent. Seeing my total balance of debt go down has been amazing. Excellent. Props to broad_ant_3871. Alrighty, let's see. From Cape 298. Anyone pay off mortgage on single income? I'm sure some people have done that. Maybe not anybody in the subreddit. There are 12 comments. Love to hear stories of mortgage payoff, or even if you're still on this step while on single income. One partner stay at home with kids until they're in school. No debt aside from the house. Love to hear your experience, how long it took, budget, tricks, and tips. Thanks in advance. Yeah. It's going to take longer if one partner is staying home, but if you have one partner stay home with the kids until they're in school, then they don't need to go to daycare. Often daycare wipes out a good portion, if not most, of one person's income. So that's generally the way it has to be, and you just have to cut more if you want to pay it off faster. You just cut more. And even if you're the only one working, you can still work more. Maybe the stay-at-home partner can work extra, or can work when the full-time worker is home. All right, let's see. This from Dwilmer. Alternatives is a cash envelope to reduced restaurant spending. Well, you don't go in there. If you're in baby step 2, you don't go in there at all unless you are working there. That's the only time to go in there on baby step 2. My wife and I have found restaurant spending to be a common area of overspending. Yep, in our budget. We know strict adherence to a cash envelope system would be very helpful, but we've both said it's not feasible with our current schedules and logistics. It's more trouble, and you just don't want to do it, but you could do it. Are there any apps or approaches that could allow us to still use our debit card, single account, but get some regular reminders or notices when we hit thresholds? Some banks you can do that with. But here's another thing. Why don't you just stay on top of it? And sometimes you're at home and you say, oh, well, let's not go out to a restaurant this time because we're getting close there. So if we want to go out next week to a restaurant, we're not going to go this week, that kind of thing. And so, for example, many fast food and pizza apps have better deals in the apps, but don't have an option to pay in cash. Or I've got to stop and get pizza for our Friday night family night on my way home, but my wife has the envelope. Well, that's for you guys to work out. I mean, you can work it out if you want to. You just have to want to. I want to clarify something. We're choosing to follow a plan made with many of the day VRAMs, of course not, but not all of them, deliberately choosing to still enjoy things like going out with a $300 budget a month. $300 for eating out. When we go $300 a month budgeted for eating out, and you're going over it, it's $7.99, large split between us with a carry-out deal, not a $20 Chicago style. Well, that's still fine, but that's still $300 a month, dog. You could make, I'm assuming, are you on baby step 2? Doesn't say what baby step. So on baby step 2, this is $300 a month for eating out is not a thing. But it is your money. You get to do whatever you want to do. Alrighty. So, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that it's not feasible. It's just not easy. It's not as easy as just spending whatever the heck you want to. And so it's up to you. If you're the one that said you wanted to have systems in place, you wanted to get an alert or something like that when you get close. One way to do it would not be to not do that at all and just not eat out for a while. It's just for a hashtag season. But 300 is excessive for eating out. And it doesn't, I don't know if that meant that that's the food budget overall. or if that's just the eating out budget. And so if that's the eating out budget, that's what they want to do. It's their money, more power to them. They're not taking Dave's advice. They are choosing to live in the now. To enjoy the now is a lot of things. Whereas if they would just not enjoy the now, not forever, but just for a hashtag season, which doesn't necessarily mean 3 months. Season is just a small period of time in which you don't go out to eat, and then you get goals accomplished, and then you're in a better position. So, but it's your money, you can do whatever you want. Good strategy, 30 years old, and why do you want to, why do you need validation here if he's going to go against Dave's advice as well? Let's see, I'm putting $1,000 extra a month towards principal on my mortgage, $50,000 left on it. I'm investing $1,000 a month into Vanguard and putting money into my 401k. It should be 15% of gross going into retirement, and anything extra would go to kid college, if that applies, and if you choose to help them, and then the rest goes to the house. 130K in Vanguard stock. Don't do single stocks. 120K in work retirement. 1K in home equity. 40K in savings. We don't do the savings above emergency fund either. No debt. Costco membership employee. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's just you may be doing your own thing there, or I mean, it just depends on what step you're on. You say you got no debt, so probably is in doing 4, 5, and 6. Maybe not 5 at 30. Maybe not. Maybe no kids. And if not, Dave still wouldn't invest more than 15% of gross income until the house is paid off. All right, economy metal 5001, baby step 3 flare. That is, of course, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund, and that is the 3 to 6 is up to you. And the expenses amount per month, that is the individual. The individual has different expenses. One individual has different expenses than the other one. But the 3 to 6 depends on your comfort level. Depends on your hashtag season of life. As far as if you have any job or life drama. If you don't have any of that, 3 months is fine. So 3 months times your monthly expenses, and that can be your fully funded emergency fund. If you have job insecurity, if you have some kind of life upheaval event like divorce or anything bad you can think of, if you have anything like that, then you might be wanting 6 months instead. But that's what that is. And so nobody knows what your emergency fund should be, because we don't know those two variables, how much you want, and it could be anywhere in there. The last example I saw was somebody had 4.5 months. And so that's fine. You get to make the decision on that, and then it's that 4.5 times the amount of their personal expenses, which are almost assuredly going to be different than your amount of monthly expenses. All right, so let's see. Baby step 3, where to find a good high yield savings account? Hey y'all, my bank is a basic everyday named bank that I got my first account in when I was a teen. They don't have much to offer, no high yield savings account. Their DCs or even CDs, maybe. That should be CDs, certificate of deposit, maybe, or even less than 1%, right? What are some good banks you use to store your savings? Appreciate you all. You can look on bankrate.com, and I believe like somewhere between 4 and 5 are the best ones now. You do have to make sure that you do have that liquid for your emergency fund, if that's where you're thinking about putting in there. If the emergency fund is in there, you do need immediate access to it always. Has to be liquid, so you have to have debit card access and or check writing access to that, so that you have immediate, not 1 to 3 day transfer, immediate, because guess what? Emergencies aren't going to wait for 3 days while you transfer the money. Alrighty, this from remarkable_carry_963 side hustle. When I hear Ken say side hustle 39 times per segment, I get irrationally mad. Anyone else? No, because that's what a lot of people need to do. A lot of people need to bring in more income, especially those trying to get a pass on math for living in a high cost of living area and not having a high cost of living area job. Alrighty, so Ken isn't everybody's cup of tea, but him saying side hustle a lot does not bother me. Let's see, late-cod 44656, baby step 1 flare, and that is of course to save up the $1,000 emergency fund, and what that does is keep you from putting an emergency that can be covered by $1,000 or less onto a credit card. You're breaking that credit card cycle, which deciding that debt is no longer going to be an option for you is part of baby step 0, and they keep threatening I will have to do it eventually. I am going to make a video on the missing baby steps, and that would be baby step 0. There's a ton of stuff that is involved in that. And baby step 3B, which would go right here, and that is saving up for a down payment on a house. And so I am going to do that video and talk about all of that stuff that is involved in there. Dave mentioned baby step 3B on the replay today, as a matter of fact. Hi everyone, I'm feeling a bit lost and could use some guidance. When you feel lost, look for the light. I had 30K in student loans. I paid them off. Excellent. Then they promised a refund, and so I claimed my 20K. Okay, now it's illegal, and they want it back. Ha! It's illegal. Oh, because the Supreme Court said it wasn't. That's weird. I guess I'm going to kick and scream a bit before starting to make the payments. Anyone else have better ideas? I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. So the bank or whoever you owed the student loans to and paid them off to, they gave you a refund? That's interesting. I'm surprised that they did that. That is very interesting. And so, yeah. So, and they want it back. Well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, you can sue the bank. Maybe you can sue the Supreme Court. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I have no ideas for you on that one. Or you could just be happy you paid them off. And hopefully you didn't blow, if you got that 20K back, hopefully you didn't blow the money immediately on something stupid. All right, DRTDK. How much do you have in readily available cash and emergency fund? You should have all of the full emergency fund in readily available cash. And again, it can be in a high yield savings account. You just have to have debit card and or check writing access to it. Dollar amount, not 3 months of expenses, and where is it deposited? Oh, he wants to know. And again, that doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how much anybody else's is, because their expenses aren't going to be the same as yours. So Where is it deposited? For me, about 15,000 in a high yield savings account, paying 4.65 at a brick and mortar regional bank. What's wrong with that? As long as it's readily available. I don't know what you're looking for validation on that or something, or just to see if anybody's getting a better deal than you. Probably not. That probably is about the going rate on there. Maybe some. Well, let's take a look. Let's see what the old Bankrate has. Bankrate.com. And if Bankrate goes out of business, do not sue me for mentioning them on this show. Not cards. We want banking. Best high yield savings accounts. There we go, 4.65. So now again, you do have to read the fine print on these. That one's a minimum balance for 5.17%. And do keep in mind that this is not per month. This is per year, and so then you have to divide it by 12 months. And that's if all of it stays in there the full time. So this person is right on track and doesn't need validation, in my humble opinion. Arsenal Lupin. My husband is so unrealistic when it comes to finance. Advice, please. That can be rough. Some people don't care. We're currently month to month renting, but need to find a permanent place as I'm due September 29th. This month is paid up. Month to month is going to be more expensive almost always than a permanent place. And you don't have to have a permanent place just because you're due September 29th. That doesn't mean you still can't move often or do month-to-month renting. You just think you need to do that, just like people justify brand new SUVs because they're having one child. One child can safely ride in a compact car. My son is 19. He survived. Let's see. My husband lost his job 3 or so months ago. And at that time, we basically ran through any savings he had / money I was bringing in. Yep. Starts his new job July 17th. Excellent. That'll bring in $4,200 a month. And his second job August 25th. That'll bring in $3,300 a month. Cool. Found a few apartments we could agree on that don't exceed $1,950. However, he swears that by August we'll be able to move in one. When I'm trying to tell him that most of these apartments still want two months rent as a deposit maybe to move in. So we should be looking for apartments that are available for September at the earliest, giving us enough time to save comfortably. He refuses and has... All right. He refuses and has done 2 applications for place available for August 1st. These numbers don't make any sense at all. Like for the month of July, we'll get 1, maybe 2 checks. As he's spoken to the people about possibly starting earlier, but even then, that's still only $4,200 and doesn't account for any other expenses. And 42, yeah, he's doing it wrong. He says he's being negative. He's being too positive, and not trusting in God. I roll. Yeah, I mean, you can't like expect the absolute best miracle to happen. And then if you go against that, say you're not trusting in God, that's ridiculous. Work a labor intensive job that I have maybe 2 days left of. That'll bring in about $1,000, and then I'll be out of work, but I've been actively looking for other work. You guys got work issues, man. definitely need to work that out. But yeah, he need advice, or should I put this in our finance? I mean, it's fine to be here, but you're gonna get unrealisticness happen. Yeah, that's gonna happen, unfortunately. And he just, I'm sure he doesn't want it to take longer. He doesn't want things to cost more, but that really doesn't change reality. Back to life, back to reality. Let me check on the old stream here. Seems like we are good. Okay. Oh man, I apologize. Oh man, not used to doing the after show. I had my freaking plugs image up there the whole time, maybe covering up the lyrics to the songs, etc., for you guys. I apologize. I'll try to get better again. Again, this is the second one I've done since last August. Let's see. Does a 20% down payment really matter? Yes, because then you won't have to pay PMI, which is an additional, like on a 150K house, it'd be an additional $130 or something like that. Or at least was when my ex-wife and I bought a 150K house. Let's see. Did 20 ever really matter? Yeah. Ever really mattered? Okay. Capable capital 800. I was thinking the other day, scrolling on subreddit the other day, that's from Letter Kenny, that with rental prices being what they are, it makes sense to focus on how much one's monthly mortgage payment would be versus waiting to save 20%. You could, if it's going to be, if it's going to be less than renting, you could think about it like that. Dave says for a first-time home buyer, 10% is fine. He's fine with that, but just know you will have to pay that PMI. But if it were significantly cheaper to rent rather than buy, it would still make good sense to focus on the monthly payment, because even if one could rent and save, they wouldn't get the money they paid in rent back. And he's talking about equity building in the house, sure, but you don't sacrifice everything for equity. So, like for example, if you haven't lived in an area before, you want to rent there for a year to make sure you want to stay there. You don't need to buy a house just like the military. You don't need to buy a house in every port, everywhere you get stationed. So let's see. The only way a 20% down payment would work is if someone was living rent free. I don't get it. The only reason I would see to renting would be if one was trying to buy a house in a particular area or was unsure where to put down roots. Right. And so if you don't know the area, that would be one of those reasons. But again, you can have that opinion and it's your money, so you can do whatever you want, obviously. But the Dave advice is that it's better to do 20. He's fine for a first-time home buyer to do 10%. All right, and again, because if it's going to be cheaper than renting, even with the PMI, private mortgage insurance, and that is not insurance for you, that is insurance for the bank if you don't pay that mortgage. Let's see, what percentage of take-home pay covers mortgage, rent, housing, cost, utilities? Well, the mortgage payment or rent payment should be about 25%. The housing, the cost, utilities, that's not really, have that be a separate thing. Why you gotta make it so difficult? Why you gotta make it difficult? All things house related. Let's see. My case, take home pay $6,400, family of 4. Let's see, $1,500 is 23%. Excellent. Energy 119. So you're doing fine. Nest cameras not required, but if you want to pay that much a month, security as well, not required, but if you want to pay that much a month, no problemo. Knock yourself out. Whatever you put in your budget. Waste management, trash, gas 60, water 67. Home warranty 55. Dave's not doing warranties. Total 426. Grand total 1926. So even with all that in, you're still at 30, and so that's great. You're doing great. Let's see. If he doesn't say if he has what's baby step he's on. Does he or she? Nope, doesn't. Jim 48 HP for a printer is 650. What? That doesn't sound like a bill. That sounds like something financed. Life insurance. Hopefully that is term life. It seems a little heavy for 2 people. Oh, family of 4. That might be term life on the 2 parents. Internet 92. Mine's 80. Verizon 210. If that's like 3 or 4 phones, all right. But Mint Mobile $15. YouTube TV, again, you don't need that either. You know, when you cut the cord to cable, you're supposed to try to save money, not spend the same amount. Amazon Prime, Geico, that's insurance for cars. 3 cars, teen driver, so that's decent. Oh, that's a month though. Oh, boop, 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 doo. Oh. I forgot. Yeah. Spotify 15. Braces, fun. That sounds like, maybe they worked out a payment thing. That's not really debt or financing it really for medical stuff. So I'm sure the person is doing fine, and then they have 55% of their income left over for other stuff. Not including groceries. Okay, what about it? We have battled not having much left at the end of the month, thus not putting much into emergency funds, investments. So these areas we need to tighten up or remove, right? Well, here you go. Let me break that down for you. Braces have probably already happened, so I can't do that. Spotify, gone. Amazon Prime, gone. Go to a cheap grocery store. Go to Walmart. Go to Aldi. And quit ordering stuff from Amazon. That's additional cost. That isn't even included in this. YouTube TV, cut it out. Watch free stuff on the internet. Go to Mint Mobile from Verizon and pay $15 a month for a phone. Even if you have to get, for whatever reason, you think you have to have more data, you can go up to, I think it's a $20 or $25 plan. The internet, again, mine is 80, and that's the only one that's available in this apartment. Soon though, hopefully soon, they're laying fiber down, and that will be cheaper and way faster. The life insurance, if that probably is term, because whole life would probably be more expensive than that, but definitely if that is whole life, get out of that and get term life on the 2 parents. The printer, I mean, you could go buy a printer for like $40 and then not pay 6 times 12. I'm sure it's financed for at least a year, and so that's 72. So this is how they get you. And the gym, you can just run You can exercise for free. It doesn't require a gym. And again, Dave's not doing home warranty. Security and Nest cameras not necessary, and that is $78. So it all depends on, you know, if you wanna get emergency fund done or not. You know, that's all what the dealio is. You either want to get it done or you don't care that much about it. You'd rather have all those things that I mentioned. Let's see, from Grandpa Corolla, what time is it? Oh, 6:05. All right, we'll do. I'll do this one. Finish up with this one, and then we'll end it. Let's see. What would Dave do? Flare, okay. And I love the people that bother to put because the poster does this. The subreddit or the mods don't add this flare to it. The poster does this. So it's the what would Dave do flare, and people have put what would Dave do flare on it and then expected different answers. All right, wife and I have been following up. Baby step 3B, how does this work in 2023? The same way it worked 30 years ago. It all works the same exact way. You are just getting distracted by something else. Let's find out what, shall we? Wife and I have been following Dave Ramsey for years now. Is my math? Yes. Completely wrong? Yes, probably. We live in a low-cost area, but even houses that are below the median house price, the last I checked was $288, would require almost 50% down to meet Dave's criteria of a mortgage that is no more than 25% of our take-home pay on a fixed 15-year term. Well, that is not $288K house isn't a low cost area. A low cost area would be 150. That'd be a low cost area. So you're probably in the city. Maybe you want to go around to the suburbs. And guess what? If you can't meet that with your income, you're not making enough to live there, even though you think it's a low cost area. So yes, your math is completely wrong when you figured out that you're in a low cost area, because either you're not in a low cost area or your job is very low cost area. Too much in fact. We're debt free. That part is excellent, and make more than average. Take home $5,700. So I'm not sure what the plan is. I'm not sure either. I'm not sut what the problem is. Now, again, in the Total Money Makeover, and they may have changed it in subsequent printings, but in Total Money Makeover, it used to say, at least if it still doesn't, it used to say 25 to 35%. That's still not going to get you probably where you want to be on there for a very expensive house like that. But let's see, 57 take home times 12 is, let's see, that's 60, and 700 times 12 is 80. 7 times 12 is 84. So $68,400. Okay, so sorry about that. So 68,000 take home, and so on 68,000 take home, my pal Sid worked out that it is about, not exactly, but it is about 25% is about 2.5 times that amount of your take-home pay. So that would be 57 and 50. Oh, that's for that's a monthly. So what did I say it was? 68,400. Okay, so we'll just go 68. 68 and 68 is 136. And then half of 68 is 44. 136 and 44 is 190. So you can afford a 190 house. So, you know, I mean, maybe, okay, so maybe go to 200, 210, but not as much as you want to do. So you don't make enough money. Sorry. And that's what you're missing. You don't make enough money to buy that house. You need to lower expectations or up your income or both. So let's see. We're debt free. Dave usually says to pause investing up to 2 years to save aggressively for a home. Actually, it's 3 years. It's fine. You can pause investing for 3 years. That's not enough time to save around 100K. No, it's 3 years that you can do for that. And so you're just not wanting to see it because your problem is you think that you're in a low cost area. 288K is not a low cost area. Sorry, I mean that may be average, but that's not a low cost area. That may be average cost area instead. So that's the problem with this. That's what you're not getting. You're not getting it because you don't want to get it, because you want to believe you're in a low cost area. So that's a false premise, and that is causing you to think there's something kind of math that you're missing. So there you go. Alrighty, so let me put up that let me put up that image that I had on the whole show. That's my plugs. I am Coach Steve Money. Oh, also I'll be doing another after show on Friday because I'm off. Fun times, huh? Be doing another one. So that is Friday right after the Ramsey show is over, and that's 5 p.m. Central Time and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And I am Coach Steve Money, and I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And you can schedule a free, no strings attached, financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That's calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. The link is also, as you can see, on the right side of my YouTube banner there. And you can just click that and you can make that appointment and we will make that happen. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. Of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. And as we always like to say, make smart financial decisions every day.